Welcome to this episode of Answer a Science Open-Ended Question. Here we have a question that is very commonly tested, especially since it's from the topic of states of water. So let's look at how to tackle this question. First, read the question. Let's read the question together. Ali wanted to save energy by not switching on the air conditioner in his room. Instead, he placed a 4-kilogram block of ice on a tray and placed it on the table in an enclosed room, as shown in the diagram below. Then he switched on the fan. He felt cooler as the position where he was seated after a while. So from the picture, you can see that Ali was actually at the other end of the table with the block of ice on the table, and there's a fan on the opposite side blowing at Ali. So let's look at the question. Part A. Explain how the setup above helped Ali to feel cooler. So that is part A. Let's move on to the question in the second part. And one day later, Ali found that the block of ice had completely melted and there was water in the tray. He measured the mass of the water in the tray and found that it was only 3 kilograms and 800 grams. Okay, 3 kilograms and 800 grams. So why was there a decrease in the mass of the water? So that is what we are going to find out about in a short while. But now we have finished reading through the question. Let's go back to the top front again. So over here, let's look at some of the concepts that are involved. We definitely have the block of ice, and since it is in the room and the room temperature is higher, it is likely that the block of ice will start to melt. Okay, so it will start to melt. No, so let's see. The question, explain how the setup above helped Ali to feel better. So let's look at this. Everyone, same thing together, looks at explain how. So what happens when you see and explain how question? When you see and explain how question, basically you are looking at the answer by needing a few steps to answer the questions together with the concept that is involved. Okay, so we need to put in the steps together with the concept of what is happening around here. So if you want a while to think about this and how you answer this, then I'll go through the answer. All ready? Okay, so let's look at the answer and look at what are the steps that are needed to answer this question and which is the concept that is required. Okay, so let's have a look at the answer. Okay, let me change the color. So the answer should be the warmer surrounding air lost heat to the block of ice and reduced in temperature. When the fan helped to blow the cool air towards Ali, he would feel cooler. So there are a few things. Now, for the steps that will, in the end, allow Ali to feel cooler, we first have to start with the warm surrounding air. So warm surrounding air lost heat to the block of ice. So over here, we are looking at the lost heat as the main concept. Okay, so lost heat, this is the concept that is needed. In this concept, of course, we need to know which are the things that are actually losing the heat from and the heat to. So the thing that we're looking at is that the warmer surrounding air actually lost heat to the block of ice. So warmer surrounding air is where it was at the surrounding, it was at a higher temperature. And once it lost heat to the block of ice, there was a reduction in temperature. Okay, so over here, the concept is lost heat, but the steps would be warmer surrounding air losing heat to the block of ice and reduce in temperature. So step number 1 is actually more of the warmer surrounding air losing heat or lost heat to the block of ice. Then step number 2 happens to this, where then there's a reduction in temperature. So not forgetting, when the fan was blowing the cool air towards Ali, he would feel cooler. This would then be step number 3. Okay, so for typically explain how question or describe question, we need at least about 2 to 3 steps in order to answer the question properly and clearly. So always have the steps in sequence. Don't skip steps and don't jump steps. Okay, so let's move on to the second part. So 1 day later, Ali found that the block of ice had completely melted and there was water in the tray. So here, the key clue given to us is actually 1 day later. So the key clue given to us is 1 day later and the block of ice had completely melted. So this is the other second clue here. And there was water in the tray. He measured the mass of the water in the tray and found that it was only 3 kilograms and 800 grams. So compared to the original 4 kilograms, there was a loss of 200 grams of ice or 200 grams of water. So why was there a decrease in the mass of water? So when we see why, that means they are asking you for the reason. Okay, so let's look at reason plus the, of course, not forgetting the concept that is involved. Why was there a decrease? So the effect of the experiment itself was the decrease in the mass of water. Okay, so as usual, just a few minutes for you to, short while for you to think through the answer, and then let's check what your answer has against my answer, and we shall go through the wordings. Okay, already this will be quite simple because first part of the question was 1 mark, no, was 2 marks, and this is a 1 mark question. So why was there a decrease in the mass of water? Some of the water had gained heat and evaporated. So over here, we are really looking at the concept of the water gaining heat and going through the process of evaporation. So this is the reason and the concept. Reason being that the water actually has gained the heat and evaporated, and that caused the decrease in the mass of the water. Okay, so here, everyone, you okay with this question? So we have already gone through, explain how to answer the first part of the question and why, talking about the reason plus the concept here. And this is what we have, not to forget to key in the concept. So yeah, that's all. So see you again next time and we will discuss next question. Bye.